I walk the streets with my swagger on, supernatural, facing a million opponents, and my role is to act alone. Lights, camera when the action's on. Where I roam is a battle zone, a vigilante in the catacombs. But I rock with a hot shot, like a clock when it's cocked and popped and the lead is gone. People say that my head is gone, but it's them same people with need of my help when I'm heading home in life. They say that everybody got a purpose, so I roam the city streets like faulty cellular service. The hot shot, sharpshooter, superhero, destined to shine like light through the dark and evil. I fight for what's right in the hearts of people and try to open y'all eyes, cause it's hard to see truth. You ever feel like everybody's the same but you different? That's when you know you're here to make a difference. Hot shot, you got a choice to make, stand up or stand down. Fight or flight, get up, bang out. The world's waiting, can't wait to see what you about. It's showtime, act now. Hot shot, you got a choice to make, stand up or stand down. Fight or flight, get up and bang out. The world's waiting, can't wait to see what you about. It's showtime, act now. Hot shot.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? I am Mike Watson. I am the host of Chat and Draw, and we are in the 300 plus episodes of this show. And I want to welcome you here. I'm the publisher of Freestyle Comics, a toy enthusiast, burrito lover, toy collector. I already said that, but I go by the moniker of Most Epic as the most enthusiastic person in comics. And I'm glad to welcome you to tonight's episode. Tonight is a double hitter, everybody. It's yeah. The show is picking up. It's picking up just a tad bit, not a whole lot, but a tad bit. It's picking up. This week is a double hitter. Next week is a double hitter. We're booked all the way till the September 4th. We got 2 weeks in the middle of September open, and then the last week is booked. So hit the link. Hit the link if you want to be on the show. Slots are going. Also, we're sponsored by Clip Studio. Clip Studio is what I'm going to be drawing with tonight, using to draw. And we have some awesome guests here. Let me get you caught up to what's going on into the mighty world of freestyle comics and all that stuff. We just actually had a pretty bodacious meeting. I don't know why I said bodacious. I wanted to change up my vocabulary. But we got pretty deep into the trenches. We're going to be changing up some things or whatnot. But this week, I apologize. This is on me. I'm tired, y'all. Tired. 3 back-to-back comic book conventions. All the driving around to Washington, to Austin, Texas. It got me. So I had to take a little bit of time to recuperate and rest. But we are going to be packing for the Kickstarter for Hotshot this week. We'll be packing and shipping those things out to everybody. I appreciate your patience on that. And then we will be getting ready to launch our next Kickstarter, which is going to be the Vigilance Trade. And then immediately after that, 5-star number 3. So all that is good and popping. We will be at our next comic book convention, which our schedule has really slowed down a lot. Our next event will be Atlantic Con on August 17th to the 18th, 16th to 18th. that weekend of the 17th. We'll be out there. Looking forward to that show. And then our next event is Middletown Comic Expo. And our final event of the year is GalaxyCon Columbus. And we make an announcement about what we're doing with FSCon. We had a very good meeting about that. So a lot that's not our final event. FSCon is, but we'll keep you guys be aware of the internet. We'll be posting about FSCon very soon. Very, 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 very soon. So we talked about the Kickstarter, we talked about our events. Hot Shot 12 is available. So it's out there. And I'm also looking for people to review it. It's a very personal story. So I'm hoping that it hits a lot of people in the heart. Ain't that what Green Goblin said to Norman Osborn? The heart. But either way, I would love to get in front of some people so we can talk about it. But I think that's all I got going on. I think we're all caught up here. I ran a little behind. Hey, have you guys seen the trailer for Rebel Ridge? Because bar, all right. I just showed my father-in-law and Carmen bar. I'm gonna be saying that line a lot. All right, let me see here. Looks like we are all a go right here. Let's get the designs. Let's remove that. And it's time. It's time to bring out an awesome guest on Chat and Draw in traditional Chat and Draw fashion. Let's get to it.
Wait a second. A new opponent has interrupted the tournament.
Daniel, what's up? How do you do?
What's up? That was a pretty epic.
Thank you very much. Did you just freeze up? No. He just got in the room, chat. Oh, let me see. Checking our videos. Says he's. Oh, this doesn't give me the signal no more on them. Hey, chat, is he still talking? Because on my end, he's frozen. Hold on. Why is that like that? Oh, he's frozen. Daniel, if you can hear me, log out and jump back in. All right, so we heard that. Awesome. All right, we're gonna get him back here in a few seconds here. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's been a minute since I've been sold on a film off a line. Oh my god. You know how you say like there's just certain lines that only Denzel Washington can give? Because there is. There's only certain things he can say that would not be pulled off by any other actor. And it's my opinion. But this dude delivered some bars in that trailer. And just like somebody else said, I hope that's not it. I hope all the cool stuff wasn't just in the trailer. Looking forward to seeing that. And we are just waiting for Daniel to kick back in here. I'll let him tell you about himself as soon as he joins us back. But it's really cool what he does. He's another creator. Oh, there he is. Let's see here.
I can see you.
All right. Yeah, we're good. It cut you off as soon as you started speaking, Daniel. Sorry about that.
Answer. No worries.
Awesome. So what were you trying to say?
Oh, I don't think anything yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, this is Daniel. Daniel, tell everybody who you are and what brings you to our show.
I am coming on. I guess we're talking about Chaser TV series. I wrote, directed, and a lot of people worked on it, not just me. but I'm the one here.
You said you wrote and directed it.
I wrote and directed it. There were some other writers that helped story structure it and things like that. I was the only director on it, so worked on that. And then it's 8 episodes, 3 hours total running time. Quite a bit. Yep.
All right. Let's go ahead and put the link in there so we can go check it out on the website. And this is on Amazon, right? It's a series. How many episodes?
Yeah, so you can get it on Prime Video. It's also on Tubi as well.
Okay.
If you want to watch it for free with ads, it's on Tubi. Or if you want to just watch it straight through with no ads, it's $9.99 on Prime Video.
Okay. All right. So you got a couple viewing options there. I thought it was just on Amazon.
Yeah, just more recently came out on Tubi. So
okay, excellent. So that's a sign. That's a good sign, right? That you're spreading out.
Yeah, they kind of Ripple release it, and if you have your, did we freeze again here?
No, we're bringing up the drawing pad.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and of course, if you have your surround set up, you can listen to it in 5.1 surround and all that. So that'd be good.
So tell us about the show, man. What is it about? Why should we go over to go check this show out?
Well, whatever you do, don't watch it, because if you watch it, you might be entertained and it might keep you from doing really important things in life. So it's fair warning. It's got a warning label on it. But yeah, it's a unique show. It's got an auteur feel, but it does have reminiscent to Black Mirror a little bit. I would say maybe like Black Mirror meets Wes Anderson or something like that.
Okay.
And a little Kubrick in there, so that would be kind of style wise. I don't know if you want to know the premise of it.
No, absolutely. We got to let them know what's going on here, man.
Yeah, so the story is it's about a video editor who discovers a special power that enables him to re-edit the last 24 hours. So in doing this, he gets to his main goal is he wants to try to get in a relationship with this actress that he works with, and can never quite make it work. And by being able to rewind life one day at a time, he manipulates it. But you can imagine all the things that go wrong in this ripple effect, and it leads you to question, would it be good to go back and change the past? If you could go back and fix a mistake, would you? And if you could, would that be the best thing in the long run? Wow, that's a really cool perspective there. I like that.
Thank you. All right, so can you give us a little bit more about the character, like his mentality, personality? Like, would you say this is a relatable character for us as an audience?
I think so. There's different characters in there, and depending on who you are, you're going to relate more to one than the other. I have a hard time not writing a character that I relate to, so I definitely relate to this guy. And Russ Russo, who plays the lead character, apparently he drew a lot of his inspirations once he met me in person. For better or worse, the character is a little bit of a loser. But he's like, yeah, I drew some inspirations from you. I was like, great, thanks a lot.
Is he taking jabs at you?
Yeah, but no, that was good because, and it's a true hero's journey. He goes from kind of rags to riches and then sort of loses his soul in the process.
Oh, okay.
And has to kind of refine himself at the end as a true three-dimensional person.
Right. So take us through this, man. I mean, so writer, director of this? Is this something that that you created yourself and pitched this to potentially Amazon or anything like that? Like, what's that process like? Like, how do you get a TV show on Amazon?
So this one was more, pardon me, more of an indie approach because we actually initially set out to make a film, and the original script was a feature film script, and even when we shot it, we were intending to make a like a 2-hour film, and when we were editing it, we couldn't quite get it below, no matter how hard we tried and what editor we took it to, we couldn't get it below like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's coming in at 2:45, and we just knew that, like, it wasn't anything faster than that almost felt like a trailer speed,
Mhm.
So we went back to the drawing board and restructured the whole thing, and had some really good advice and good restructuring, and it worked way better as a series, and everything was able to breathe, and we're able to go more on tangents, which is, I'm much more of a, the way I talk, I go off tangents all the time anyway. So like TV was like a good form for me. But the initial story is lightly based off a short film I did many years ago, where a guy rewinds life. But it's just more like these two angels, and he like rewinds these angels. It's kind of weird.
Okay.
So that's the gist of it. And this was kind of the first time I ever really did something based on something that I had done before. And the short film that I had did a while back, it did really well. Like, it was probably my most successful short film, and it qualified me for Project Greenlight with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, and just all kinds of different stuff. And it was only 3.5 minutes, and at that time that was like a good length for a really short film, because people don't like don't like to watch very much footage.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but the TV series is much different than the short, but the initial concept is similar. That's cool. I hope you're taking a screenshot or taking shots of this work in progress, because half the time I like the drawing while it's being completed. It's like I'm taking screenshots here and there.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So when did you fall in love with cinema? Like, how does this all get started for you? Like, what is the thing that pulled you into it? And then you're like, hey, this is what I got to do, man. This is what I want. This is what I'm into.
Two of the biggest pivotal points actually have to do with sports. One of them was ice skating when I was about 4 years old, and then the other one was playing basketball when I was about 10. And both of them had to do with filming sports and then playing back the footage in a manipulative way, where it would be like slow motion or backwards, and using music. And that really turned me on. As a matter of fact, tonight I'm actually editing something sports related, and I'm just having so much fun with it. And I just realized that's like the dream projects always tend to be the ones like that, even though I don't always do them, like, sports related stuff, but it's always like an extra layer of fun for me. And then there's a couple movies, that were pivotal for me as a kid, like Terminator 2.
Okay, classic.
Make movies, and then also Jurassic Park when that came out.
What up, Adam? Chat's getting a little lively there. So what about these films, so you said sports, so what about sports in specific? I know you said you get to manipulate it, playing it back in slow-mo, but like, and I know it may have been a minute ago for you, but where's that thing that clicked for you in that moment? What was that trigger?
Sports is like a perfect medium for film, because you have all these things going for you. You have like, there's tons at stake. You can draw out time, think about like a baseball pitch, where like the whole World Series goes down to the final pitch and bottom of the ninth. That's complete cinema, and you can't really do that in any other form. I mean, you can try to write it in a book or something, but you're not going to get the sound, you're not going to get the music. You just get to use all the cool stuff about movies. And then also too, it's so kinetic, like sports. Like think about like an ice hockey movie or something where the guy's going 100 miles an hour, and then in a nanosecond he stops on a dime. I mean, that's just powerful filmmaking right there, and just gives you so much opportunity for visuals and sound effects. And that those are the kind of things that really turned me on about cinema, is using all of it, not just like a mumblecore dialogue-y film, which is nothing wrong with that. That's just not my thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In fact, I find it harder just to write and especially edit just a two-way conversation that's very a normal conversation where it's like two people talking. That's very difficult for me. A lot of times I have to farm it out to like an editor, like a TV editor or something. And then, but if it's anything like weird, like a dream sequence or things like that, I love to work on that.
Okay. What would be a dream project for you to work on?
Dream project. I mean, that's always a funny question, because it's usually the one that you're working on now, or like you're working on multiple ones. So I have two things I'm working on. If you check out Chaser, it has a nice juicy ending. I don't want to spoil it, but it lends itself into a second season. So we're starting to shop that around, and then I am working on a sports movie. Has to do with basketball. Right now, that's the most fun for me. They're both really cool in their own ways, because one's much more like, it really taps into like, I love talking about things like the universe and time, and does time really even exist, and layers of existence and things like that. And that's more of like the Chaser stuff. And then the sports film, it's much more like just an explosion of excitement and power and happiness. And so, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
Okay, that's kind of what I was curious about, because you were saying how sports are what pulled you into it. So I didn't know, or was curious to know, and specifically was like, did you really want to make a sports film, where you really got to mess around with that, all the slow motion and the special effects that you're talking about, which what you got started into.
Yes, everyone sort of has like a theme in their life of things that maybe turn them on creatively, and for whatever reason, for me, pardon me, yeah, a couple times in my life, sports really, kind of pulled me out of a dark time or a down time, and especially Michael Jordan era and things like that. He kind of
Yes.
yeah, he lit up the world. I mean, like seriously, it's like unbelievable, and he still is. You walk anywhere and people are still wearing Air Jordans, like 6-year-old kids on the subway. So
Hey, you are on the you're on the same page as me. It makes me smile because Adam in the chat is a huge LeBron James fan, and him and I go back and forth between
yeah,
LeBron and Michael all the time. But it's all in good fun. I just think that's funny you said that.
yeah, and I was able to see LeBron one time, and I really appreciated him, because up until seeing in person, you don't quite get the effect.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Play around with the eyes more myself. Okay, all right. So, how is, and I'm kind of bouncing around here or whatnot, but when you guys, what was that feeling? What was that like when you found out this is going to be on Amazon for people to watch? What did that feel like?
Yeah, so I didn't really finish what you were asking me before, but so basically we shot it independently raised funds to shoot it, and then and then we we finished it and then thus shopped that to distributors,
Okay.
and it got picked up by a distributor called Buffalo 8, and our lead actor had done some films and stuff with them before, so and also randomly they had, it was kind of synchronicity because they had actually reached out to me some months before we even approached them about something else. And they're a good company, that they've done some pretty big stuff, but you always kind of want to find the place that's a good fit for you for where you're at.
Hmm.
So we were able to go with them, and then they shopped us around. We didn't know where the market was and what we're going to get picked up by, because we could have gotten picked up by Netflix, we could have gotten picked up by Hulu, we
Okay.
could have gone straight to Tubi first. There's all these different possibilities, and the way it ended up was going through Prime Video. I'm actually happy about that because I live in London right now, and
Oh, okay.
Prime is like, very respected over here, even more than Netflix, which is interesting because back in the US, I think it's kind of flopped. Like, I have people from Ohio and they're like, "Is it on Netflix?" "Oh, it's not on Netflix," But here, people don't care about Netflix. So it's really interesting. Yeah, and then
That's
then it came on Tubi, and then there's like a couple other smaller networks that you probably never heard of, and then it's on some cable stuff too. So like, your dad, your dad or like your grandma can watch it on cable because they don't know how to do the streaming. But
we still keep, well, we just, I'd say we got rid of our cable maybe 2 years ago. So
yeah,
we were rocking with the cable, but a lot of the stuff that I watched was just on streaming. I was like, this is too much money.
right.
But yeah, that's awesome, man. I appreciate that whole process. Um, Not realizing that, like, that's a way that you guys do it. That once you shop it around, that now you're waiting for prospective studios to buy it. So, or pick it up. I didn't know that was like one of the ways for it to go. So that's wild. Was that
Yes.
nerve wracking waiting for that process to happen?
I wouldn't say nerve wracking. I didn't think it wouldn't get picked up, but there was a lot of anxiety that had coming along with. Um, there's just so much to do legally, and you have to get all these deliverables, which includes, people signing off on locations, and making sure all your contracts are correct, and then all the physical deliverables, which involve sound and color and visual effects, and everything has to be perfect, because when you deliver it to a network, like Amazon or Netflix or whoever, it has to be to their standard. They're not just gonna, like, if you have one little blip that's too loud in your entire 3 hours, they're gonna kick it back and reject it, and you have to go back and fix it, and that can take
Oh
forever.
wow.
And we put a heck of a lot of work in up front, just hopefully so we didn't get it kicked back to quality control.
Hmm.
um, Luckily we were able to get it through first time without quality control, and a lot of that shout out goes to our sound, Eric Carbonara, our post sound supervisor, because he worked his butt off, so like it wouldn't get kicked back. And each network has their own settings too. So like Netflix has its own decibel range, and then you have Hulu has theirs, and so you got to make sure it fits everyone's, and
That's why all the volume is different on each one of the apps.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
We'll have it blasting on one because it's so damn loud, and then we go to the other one and we're like, or so damn low, and then we go to the other one, we're like, why is it so loud? Like it wasn't this loud on the other app. That's so all right, interesting. Hey, I hope you guys are taking notes. We're getting a peek behind the veil.
And if you go on Netflix's site and look at their technical specs, I mean, it looks like rocket science. Like because they even it's even down to like the difference between dialogue and music is so many LUTs or whatever it's called, decibels. Between dialogue and music for Netflix might be -3 or something, but for Amazon it might be -4. And if it's off, the computer will find it and kick it back. So it's just like crazy. And then and as an indie production, normally you're having your post-production is taking care of all of that. It's like a force of nature. They come in and they just make sure it's all good. But as an indie production, you're doing most of it, if not all of it. I mean, I wouldn't do something that the post sound guy would be doing, but a lot of the stuff, like I made sure some of the like color levels were okay and things like that.
Okay. So you got to have a lot of tools. You got to have a lot of tools in your bag to be able to do something like this, because you said you were doing more things than color levels and things like that. You weren't doing all of it, of course, but you had your hand in some of the stuff.
Yeah, I learned a lot too, because we had a fantastic. We had 2 colorists work on this, and they were unbelievable. But right at the end, there were a few extra shots that had to be put in, and they were already gone. We couldn't use them anymore. So, you'd have to kind of figure that out yourself, or then, same with visual effects. We had this Gavin Carlton, who's just like a master visual effects guy, and he was able to do all of our shots. But then by the time we were finalized, we had done a lot of like pickup shots, and some of them had visual effects in them. So he had gone off the project, way before that. So we'd have to figure out how to either fix them yourself or hire another person short term to fix it, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But all of that, like, it's like boot camp. You come out and you feel like a Navy SEAL or something. It's like they broke you down into dust and then built you back up, and so you come out like a beast. But you feel like you went the blood and fire to get there.
That's great. I love it. So, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it quite a while. So when did I start? I mean, just the For Fun movie started maybe back in like 90, 91, 92 or something. That was just when I was a kid having fun. But I think the first actual serious movie I ever did for myself was a short. It was like 5 minutes, and I was about 15, 16. And I used a lot of like contraptions that I built, like big jibs, and I built like a 20-foot jib and stuff. And I put a lot of effort into that. And then in high school, I was kind of a little bit socially awkward in high school until maybe like my senior year. And so I did a lot of film stuff in that period. And then I did a New York Film Academy summer, which was pretty cool. Got to go out to LA and shoot some 16 millimeter stuff. And then I was undeclared and went to USC for a couple years, and I was able to do some of my own films there, which was pretty cool. So all that said, I would say probably like 25 years, but you know, at the beginning, it's, you know, I don't even know when you would say that it actually started.
Oh, wow. All right, all right. So a little bit of some tenure there.
I mean, how long have you been drawing?
I've been drawing since the third grade. Been doing it professionally since 2004.
Because you must have drawn a picture before the third grade, though, right?
Well, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, how far back do you go? You know, is it the first, you know, finger paint print on the, you know?
Yeah, I just remember that being like the time it was most consistent for me. That I remember I'm doing it a lot,
Yeah,
and other kids would comment on the stuff that I was drawing.
that's cool. That's cool. I like the like sheen on his hair. That's pretty cool.
Thank
And
you.
then you got like the stubble. That's really cool. You got, yeah, I like that.
Appreciate it. Trying to figure out how to do this effect here, this energy on this hand. You know,
Yeah, I like that.
different type of brush.
Russ is gonna love this. I can't wait to send him this.
Let's try this. This on a different layer. All right. So, do you have any? Oh yeah, I like that. Do you have any inspirations? Like anything that you just love yourself that you're like, all right, yeah, this is, any go tos. Like I kind of look at a bunch of artists, some of my favorite artists before I start drawing, or I'll pick up one of my favorite comic books and flip through that before I start working on my own book.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I try to just kind of go with whatever my gut is telling me to do. Like lately, because I've been working on this sports movie, and last night and the night before, I watched Moneyball,
Oh,
and
that's a good one.
oh man, it's such a great movie. The acting's real subtle on it, and that's what I like. The soundtrack's great. So anyway, yeah, that was just something that kind of popped in my head. And one thing I've realized too is the algorithms kind of know me, and sometimes they actually work. I try to be smarter than the algorithm and try to. It's like, oh, okay, I guess that's what I'm into right now. So, um, TikTok or YouTube or whatever, you know, sometimes there's some decent suggestions. But then I also have like a list of. I have this thing where if I ever have an idea of, oh, I forgot that movie, I want to really see that, I put it on my list, and then now I feel calm because it's on the list, you know.
Hmm.
But I never go back and watch any of the films on the list. So I have like thousands of these films on the list, you know, and it's just, I don't even know what's the point of me putting them on there, but it's like some gymnastic Xanax or something in my brain, you know. But
I dig that. I have a I have an ever going reference file, like because you just never know. Every time I'm online, when I'm looking for something specific, I'll see something else. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna draw that. All right,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's steadily growing to over 3,000 images in it, and I'm like, oh, I don't know when I'm gonna get to draw any of this.
I had that with like, I have that with like short film ideas, because like I don't really want or need to make any more short films right now, or maybe
Mhm.
ever, but um I'm just like, I still get ideas all the time for them, so I just scribble them down real quick or put them in my notes or whatever. And one time I was taking a class and we were talking about like short film ideas, and they're like, yeah, does anyone have ideas for shorts? And I was like, well, I got like 30 ideas, like should I, like, she's like, let's hear them all. So I like rattle them all off, and all of them I kind of like I didn't put them in there. I didn't think, if they sucked, I wouldn't have put them in there. um
Mhm.
but I almost want to, you know how Moby like gives away music or something, I kind of want to give away these concepts to short films, because I feel like there'd be a lot of them would be good to do. But they're shorts are expensive, and they take a lot of time and effort.
I feel that you're more so. I want to see the idea happen. I don't necessarily need to be the person to do it, but I would love to see this out here.
Yeah, and then also like a lot of times shorts are a way to learn, and a fantastic way to learn, but how to make films, longer films. So you do them at like film schools and maybe younger parts of your career, and then if you do it later, sometimes it's like a good brush up, or maybe just for fun. Like I'm amazed, like sometimes you see like a director that's like a Cannes film winner or something, amazing director, and then you look at his IMDb and he just did a short, you're like, what? That happened to me. That's one of my favorite directors. He like was like a camera operator on a short film recently. I was like,
Okay. I hear that.
So how often do you do these chat and draws? Because wasn't there one recently with a couple of days, or was it yesterday, 2 days ago or something?
Well, yeah. So I stream 5 days out the week. Like I try, like at 10 a.m. I kind of stream for like till I get tired, which is like 4, 5, 6 hours during the
Okay.
daytime. But I actually do. So I specifically do chat and draw on Wednesdays at this time, and then we're like this is like episode 304. And so more people have kind of been reaching out. Tessa's been doing a great job getting us guests and things like that. So trying to make schedules accommodating. So like today I'm doing 2 episodes. So like at 9 o'clock I'll be jumping into another one. And, we've been getting really good guests such as yourself talking about the show and stuff. And it's like, well, I want to get them on the show. And then they're like, oh, but we have this really cool comic book. I'm like, all right, chuck it. We'll do 2 episodes tonight. So normally it tends to be that.
I think it was Monday night around 8 or so. I did a podcast and there was a chat and draw after the podcast. Was that you, or was that
No, that one was not me.
a different? Oh, okay.
Yeah. The show, yeah, so we got like 6 shows on this network. So we each take a day. And there's the only days that something isn't playing is on Thursdays. Thursday and Saturday. Those are only 2 days that we don't have a show on.
Okay. Because I think that one they only had like one person coming on the show or something. So
yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't able to make it or anything. But
I hope this is working for his. I'm having fun with this, trying to mimic this energy that's coming out of his hands.
No, that's really cool. I love that. So, what are you using to draw that with? You're like a Wacom type of thing, or?
Yeah, I'm on a Wacom tablet. One that lets me draw on the screen, and I'm using Clip Studio Paint right now for the art program.
Man, I used to have a Wacom, pen and tab and tablet thing. I loved it because my friend turned me on to it, and he said you should use that instead of a mouse. I said, oh yeah, okay, I'll try it out. But I can't remember what happened. I lost something or something broke, but probably nowhere near the quality of the one you're using. But
Oh,
mine was like a low end, Wacom.
This one's a low end too. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I have quickly learned that just because its name brand does not make it better. So I picked this one up off of Amazon. It's a Huon. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's been getting the job done. I read a lot of reviews on it or whatnot before I got it. Checked out a couple other ones and just like, this is the price point that I can afford. But I want to be able to dive into digital art It's just faster. And I'm trying to get out more copies of my book than just one or two copies a year.
You just hit me with a memory because I remember back in high school, or was it high school? Yeah, like ninth grade or something. There was this girl I liked, and we have this thing called Sweetest Day, which is, I don't know, is that like a holiday, a normal holiday, or is that like a thing?
It's a holiday, but it's definitely a paid, a
Okay.
business holiday.
Yeah, I didn't know if our school did it or if it was actual, like everyone did it. But anyway, they had this, where you go around and you could buy someone a rose or chocolate or something like that.
Hmm.
And well, I had got in my head I was gonna do a drawing for this girl. I will not say her name. Like she's ever gonna. She knows if she watches. But anyway, so I spent like all night, and I like, for me, drawing hands were like very difficult. And I used to draw like a decent amount, but like I spent like all night, and I drew two hands like this, and I got it like perfect, with all the divots and everything. And I had like a heart in the middle, it's like I was like offering this heart,
Uh-huh.
real cheesy, but it looked really good, I thought. And so I gave it to her the next day on Sweetest Day, and she said thank you, and that was it. Like I never, like, I had a crush on her for a very long time. And later on, like a couple years later, she was actually helping me to drive out to school, drive to California and go to school. And on the trip out there, she said, I always liked you. And I was like, what? You liked me? She said, yeah, but you never made a move. I I said, "I drew you a heart on Sweetest Day, like, that's not a move?" She's like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "What more does these people want?"
That's,
I
hey,
was
that
dumbfounded.
sounds familiar.
To this day, I still am just like, if that's not a move, I don't know what is. I mean, if you
That's
maybe she
that's pretty
maybe
straightforward.
it's pretty straightforward. I mean, maybe I should have said, like, "Will you go with me?" Because that's what they called it back then in the day.
Okay, so we so we are from the same time frame because that is definitely what we said when we were
Yeah.
in high school. Do you want to go with me?
What are you from, a certain, like, the Midwest or something?
Yeah, I'm from Ohio.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's where I'm from, and that's what we always said there in Ohio.
that is awesome.
Other people, when they hear that, they're like, "Go where?"
Right? Like, what are you talking about? Where do you want to go? You
Yeah.
don't, go with me. That's awesome. All right.
Oh my gosh, that is so freaking cool.
Thank you. And I think I'm about done with this
Yeah, I
as
love.
is right now.
Wow, so how do you make those, like, translucent like that? That's just kind of like a part of the program? You sort of put them in.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to dive into this program because the place where it soars at is that it has all these different brushes on here
Mhm.
for you to be able to grab and use and manipulate. Uh, and it is especially helpful when we are, making comic books and doing stuff like that. So I just felt like this kind of needed a little bit of another effect here. If I can, okay,
You
that's
know,
the hourglass.
if this was being printed, it'd be cool, like, in a frame or something, like, it'd be cool if one of those glass shards are sticking out over the edge.
Yeah, yeah, it would. That's we think alike. And right now, I'm trying to see here. Let me see here. That's the all right. Command copy. Command D. Command V. That's okay. There we go.
Ooh, that's cool.
Let's see. Edits, transform, distorts.
Wow, you're a master.
I'm just playing around with some things. We're dealing with the TV show with some kind of like, some little time travel abilities. I figured, why not
Yeah,
see refracted versions of yourself in the glass?
right. It's like parts of him are trapped inside his inner self or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all, him trying to reset things to get with this lady. All right. Yeah. So cool beans, cool beans. Let me see. Command V, Command T. Edits, transform. Let's. Where is it? Oh yeah, there it goes. Distort.
Did you see the new Wolverine, Daredevil? Or, I mean, Daredevil, Deadpool.
Absolutely, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah. Enjoyed it very much. They did their thing on there.
yeah. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would because I thought Wolverine, man, his performance, he had some powerful moments there, acting wise.
Yeah. And that is one of the reasons. That is absolutely one of the reasons why I dig it. Because they gave us. Oh wait, is that my brush? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I dig it because they gave us so much Wolverine in there, like good Wolverine. Like we got to see him in these moments. We got to see him um, be an asshole, be a jerk, but be for Wolverine quiet and see him step up to the plate. And I think Hugh Jackman did like a really good job of giving us all those emotions. Like he in an interview, he was talking to Ryan, and he was being interviewed by somebody, him, Ryan, and the director, and he was like, you could tell when we read the script that you guys had a lot of care and love for the Wolverine character.
Yeah,
And yeah, you can tell that a lot.
yeah, and there's a few scenes where he was just had he had a kind of a brokenness that he was, and he handled it his choices. I don't know how he got there because you watch the scene. Sometimes it's only like 15 seconds or even less, and he's at the height of an emotion to where tears are in his eyes or like he's trembling or something,
Mm-hmm.
and you always wonder how do these actors get there, like um they have to get there somehow. They're getting to like it's like a car, 0 to 60 and
Here's the
like
60.
yeah, but they got to get that speed or
All right, cool beans. I think I'm not going to overwork it. We got a couple different little fractured versions of himself in the glass that you can see, uh, power emanating from his hands. So, yeah, I think we're gonna call that done right there.
cool, very nice. I'm gonna get a screenshot of this.
Oh, thank you, Tempest. Really appreciate that. So what I'm gonna do is, oh shoot, gotta grab it again. I'm gonna put the link to the website again in the chat. You guys go check this out. Again, you can watch it on Tubi with commercials, or you can watch it on Amazon for $9.99 on Amazon Prime. Go ahead and check this out. Very interesting premise. Um, I want to watch the show now too. Now that I know I have a couple different options here to watch it at. It's a series. How many episodes is it again, Daniel?
It's 8 episodes.
All right.
You can
Awesome.
also watch it a la carte too, like if you want to just check out like one episode on Prime, it's just like $1.99 or something like that.
All right.
But,
Awesome. Awesome. So, any final words from you, Daniel, to encourage or persuade some people to go check out your film, or just to let them know what you are doing or where they can follow you at on social media?
one thing that kind of dawned on me today was when when you're working on something that you do well, and you probably know this as well, like when you're drawing maybe like out in public or something like that, and you're working on something really great, people around you, like if you look at their faces, it inspires them whatever they're working on.
Mhm.
Now they're like, oh, they get reminded of like the inspiration, the passion of it. And,
Sorry, my kids are excited with my wife
okay,
upstairs.
as long as it's positive excitement. But yeah, that may be my final note would be just like, you know, the more that you do what you love to do, like it's like a ripple effect, and it inspires everybody else to do what they love to do too.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. That is an experience that I've had a lot in college because I used to stay in the dorms. And that's where I picked up this terrible habit of not sleeping and just working through the night because we would just be up drawing and
Yeah,
talking shit. And I'd say I learned about half the stuff that I know from my from students and the other half from teachers.
yeah, I'm notorious for I get a lot of good work done late at night, but if it just keeps going later and later and later.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll be sitting here throughout the day, and I have to kind of like have stuff for me to work on the stream that I have, and then I'll get off for a couple hours, and then I'll look at the time, and then I'm like, oh well, it's 9 o'clock. Let me go back to the desk, and I can do this, I can do that. Before I look up, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well, worst is when you see that the sun's starting to come up and it's getting light outside, and it's like
Oh
feeling inside, like, oh no,
yeah, I've done that. I've done that once or twice.
Once or twice. I do that once or twice a week.
Well, Daniel, I want to thank you for coming on the show. It's been an absolute blast. I'm gonna save this as a PSD file for you and send it off to you guys so you can have all the layers and things. But like, this is yours. You can do whatever you want. Get it colored, inked it, whatever. You guys can have this for your own fun.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I would love to put this up and fan art and and put on everything. That'd be great.
No problem at all. I want to thank you again for coming on the show, taking the time. Hey, everybody, chat. Go ahead and check out Chaser on Amazon and also on Tubi. Like Daniel said, you can check this bad boy out a la carte. You can do 1 or 2 episodes to see if you like it, or you can watch it on Tubi and watch it with commercials. So you got a few different options. I recommend checking it out. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we will be right back with our second guest. And I will talk to you later, Daniel.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate
All
it.
right.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye. And we're back with the second half of the show. I am awaiting. So I didn't close the show and restart it. I decided just to keep the show going. So I mean, it's if we already got people in here chilling and listening with us, then why get rid of those people and have to have them look back for the show? So I'm just trying some things here, and I am waiting for my guest to join in. What is this? Do I have a message? No, that's Middleton. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not seeing any messages. Oh snap! Oh, all right. Let me just check. Let me make sure that I got the right show on schedule. That would help out a lot, chat. Let's see here. We are, yeah. They are up next. Um, and yeah, 9 p.m. tonight. They are the next guests. They have not popped in yet. I need to make a "We'll be right back" sign for this one when I'm on this show. When I'm using this app, I have it on my Streamlabs. It's very good. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Let's see here. But while we're talking and waiting, hey, go check out fsknow.com. We got some comics on there. Yeah, absolutely need to check them out. We are at 14 comics, well, 14 titles, 42 comic books in total for one comic book universe. And Vigilance Series 1 through 4 was a very popular series at Freestyle Comics. You can check that out on our website. Um, the scripts for 5 and 6 are done. And the artwork is beginning on those. And we will be releasing the Vigilance trade here immediately on Kickstarter. And Hotshot, I need to update this. Hotshot Series 0 through 12 is available on there. The climactic battle in issue 12. We gave you 28 pages in that one. We stretched it out. That one is longer. It's a 28-page comic. Lot of stuff to deal with in that one. So pick it up, and Kickstarter backers, you will be getting that very very soon as that's coming. I don't know what's happening with the guests. Let me see something because they might be somewhere else. And didn't get my memo because I sent them the link. See more upcoming streams. Let me see. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right. Okay. So yeah, they were in the other room. I had to come get them. They're going to be brought over. Um, we're going to file new this one. Alrighty. Alrighty. We're just gonna keep rolling. We're just gonna keep rolling here. All right. Take that down. Da, 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 da. Ba, da, 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 da. All right. Who is that that just came in? I just heard somebody. Oh, there's Sarah. There's Sarah. Hey, we are live and we're in the business right now. We are waiting for our other guest to come in. Sarah from Laguna Studios is no stranger to chat and draw. And I apologize for the mix up. I was like, you know what? I'm already in the stream and we already have people in the chat. So let's just keep this one rolling. It's a double hitter anyway. Because, why close out and restart? Let's just flow with it.
You know what's funny? I I almost hit the stream while you were in with Daniel. I almost hit that one, and I was like, "Wait! I don't want to jump in the middle of their stream."
And that's exactly what I wanted you to do.
Oh, the irony!
Right. Let's see here. So we had a great one with Daniel. Go ahead, Sarah. Tell everybody who you are and what we bring to the table tonight.
Well, I am Sarah from Laguna Studios, and we make comic books. And today we are talking about the comic book that I actually had a pretty big part in making, called Granica. Eventually, I assume that the two guys that were in the other thing will be in.
Yeah,
And,
one of them's back there. I'm waiting for the other.
So yeah, it's about a computer engineer who takes a job as a chaperone, watching a couple of rich kids while they fly to Mars. And when the engineer arrives to the spaceship, there's a stranger there who is suddenly going along on the ride, and so they have to keep a secret from this new person and the kids, and figure out if this new person is trustworthy or not. So it's a and just so y'all know, I'm just like so tired right now, so I'm probably doing a terrible job.
You're fine.
You know how it is when you're busting your butt promoting comics for 3 weeks straight, and when we hit the live streams really hard, and I'm like, I might just take a month off of live streaming just because I'm so tired of live streaming.
I know exactly how you feel. Let's go ahead and bring out our other two guests in chat and draw fashion.
Wait a second. A new opponent has interrupted the tournament.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Hello.
All right, let's get you guys introduce yourselves. You're up, Ron.
So I'm Brian McAvoy. I wrote the Granica comic that Sarah just described well.
That Sarah just described
Well.
See, Sarah, you did good.
Well, in quotation
It's
marks.
actually a Regency romance, but Sarah pretty much nailed it.
Close enough. Close enough.
And next we have
And I am Kelson Steele, the penciler and inker for Granica.
awesome. All right. So walk us through. Wait, is there a Kickstarter for this?
A backer kit, actually.
A backer? Can I get that link so I can put it in the chat?
You bet. It is backit.lagunastudios.net. Pretty easy one.
Backit.
Backit.
Laguna Studios.
Yep. .net.
.net. Hope that is right.
Very nice.
All right, let's get that link into the chat. All right, here we go. And then I want to check out the Kickstarter page, backer kit page, motherfucker. All right. Okay, so we got. Oh, this looks really, really cool. Okay, so, all right. So tell us about some of the characters here.
I'll leave that to Brian.
Okay.
So the main character in issue 1 is Ness, and she's the character you see kind of front and center of the splash image.
Ness. Okay.
And so they are traveling to Mars on a long-term spaceship. It takes about a month to travel from Earth to Mars. And they have a cat, they have a secret, and they are in charge of tutoring the two kids you see on the right side of the splash image there. And unbeknownst to them, they get on the ship, and there's this really, really tall dude waiting, and he's like, yep, I'm also on this ship. And they have to negotiate and navigate the ins and outs of meeting a person for the first time, being locked in essentially a 2-bedroom apartment. with two kids who they barely know, and this this adult that they do not know at all. And so Jerry's enigmatic. He's like friendly, but like not well, maybe suspiciously friendly.
A little.
And
It's a
the
little
two kids who are
suspicious, a little
two kids,
secretive, yeah.
yeah. But
Suspicious
so is
is good.
Ness. And the cat they're traveling with has secrets, because what cat doesn't? But we quickly learn that most cats can't talk, except this one can.
Okay. Talking cat, here for it. Loving the setup of this story. What is the process of this? How did this come to be? How long have we been working on this story to get it to the point to where we are right now?
Oh my
Back
god.
to get ready for you guys
Two and
to
a
launch
half
it out.
years.
Too damn long.
A million years? I don't know. I have lost all concept of time now. I know it was after the pandemic. It was post-pando that we started talking about it. And we were just like chatting via text and talking about a completely different story that we had wanted to make into a comic. And then you said like, hang on a second, I got this other idea, can I tell you about it? And then we ended up on like a 2.5-hour phone call or something talking about this comic, about this story. It wasn't a comic at that point. What it originally was though is pretty cool. So if you wanna tell us about that, Brian.
Yeah, it started as a voice play. So I wanted to get into voice acting, and so my intention was to write a play with very few characters. That's why there's only 5 people, because I can do at least 5 voices that sound distinct enough. And so I was really happy with the story. It's a universe, a world that my friend and I built more than a decade ago. So the universe is fairly well fleshed out and lived in, and expansive. It's got some deep lore. Oh, I just heard this song this morning. I love Swamp. And
I don't know where the trap music is coming from. I was like, who's at the Blade Club right now?
I can listen to Pegboard Nerds all day long.
I don't know.
Is it me? I don't have anything open.
Let me see. I'm gonna
mute everybody.
Oh, it's me. That's what. What a jerk! Like, this song is so familiar. I thought it was
that explains some things, doesn't it?
Because like, all of a sudden, like this drawing starts happening and music comes. I'm like, oh, that's a good flow.
Right. I was like, that was perfect timing.
You're welcome.
Drawing.
I was like, is that the feature of Restream? Did they just pick up?
We were all wondering, like, oh, this must be a part of the thing. This must be the process.
I can hear it through my headphones better than I can hear it without. So I was like, oh, I'm part of the stream. Roll with this.
Oh no.
Awesome.
We
So
can't take
apologies
you
if that
anywhere.
causes some copyright infringement.
I don't think it was coming through all that well, so you're probably fine.
Yeah, I think they'll just, if it was, they'll just mute that one part. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
What were we talking? Oh, we were talking about what this was before it was a comic.
Oh, the radio play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, yeah, it had a lot of different character stuff, and I think the most exciting part about it now is that I've still got this script, and it's got way more in it than the comic book. We distilled it into a comic book. But one of the things you can get on the backer kit is a ticket to come see us as a group read it live.
Oh, okay.
So instead of me trying to do 5-6 different voices, we're going to have lots of people doing the voices. So they're going to bring their own flavor to it, which is super exciting to me. And it's going to be distinctive voices instead of just me. So that's super exciting, and I'm stoked to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and we're not quite funded yet, so we have to fund before we can do that, which is it's very exciting idea. So and yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. I'm gonna be there. Kelson's gonna be there. I think Fish is coming. I think Lori's coming. Like we got everybody
Amanda.
on board for this. Yeah, Amanda's coming.
I get to
Delaney-
meet Lori.
So where's this taking
Maybe.
place at?
We're doing that over on the Laguna Studios YouTube, but it's gonna be a private video, so you have to buy a ticket in order to be able to watch it.
Okay, all right.
Unless like you're a friend of mine and you ask me very nicely, then maybe I might give you a discount. You know, I have the power. But yeah, it's
power.
I do. In this one particular little facet of the world, I have the power. I am the god of the Laguna Studios YouTube channel.
We are the peons.
I love it. All right, so right now I'm having a lot of fun with this character. This character looks really freaking cool.
Thank you. The character went through many different, or a few different iterations. Very fun to draw.
Yeah, you had fun drawing because all of it takes place in either low or like microgravity, so you had a lot of fun with that, I know.
Yeah, no, a lot of fun. And what I have heard, I haven't read the part of the script for issue 2 yet, but I have heard from, the source, Brian himself, that it is going to be a lot more to do with that microgravity, right? Like them floating around and everything, and action and all that stuff. So I would be very excited to do that if we can get to an issue 2.
Yeah, there's going to be some exciting stuff happening in Freefall.
We're clear, like this one's good. It's just it's not as action packed as issue 2. So
chat, that's them telling you to get them funded so they can get to issue 2. Let's quit playing. All right.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
We've got a lot of fun. Like we've got issue 1 has 2 covers, like so you can get the cover A, which Kelson drew and inked, and then Eve Pinker did the colors on it, and it's gorgeous. And then Lloyd Ladera did the B cover, and that you can only get on the campaign. So and then like if we go to a con or something and we happen to have a few copies left, then you might be able to get it there. But you know how B covers work. You know how variants are. You can only get it that one time.
Yep.
Hey, you're right. You know how they work.
Mm-hmm. We've got an acrylic figure, a little acrylic standee of Ness.
Okay.
And we've got a T-shirt with a cat on it. We've got what else? Oh, and you can get all the stuff that we offer as a fan bundle. There's two different bundles. So like one is just the book and the shirt and the standee, and then the other is both copies of both covers of the book and the shirt and the standee. And then if you go into the add-ons, that's where you can pick up that live stream ticket. Okay. You can get there's a Granica employee ID badge that you can get, and it's custom. So
I like that. I like badges.
I do. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like yeah. Brian's got a copy there.
I love that.
I've got 2 copies.
Oh yeah.
So, and this is what's really cool about it. Kelson's gonna do a custom badge ID portrait for you. So like it'll be a portrait of you, a cartoon portrait like in the style of Granica. You get to choose your employee, your job title, which with final approval from Brian. Like you can't be the CEO because like you can't. Bless you.
Or you have to prove that you're lawful evil, extremely lawful evil.
Yeah. And what else? And that badge, that ID badge, will come with a custom Granica lanyard.
Ooh.
And what else am I forgetting some other cool stuff? We have big Laguna Studios bundles. If you don't have any of our books and you want all of them, you can grab. There's a naughty bundle, there's a nice bundle, there's a digital bundle, there's a get everything, including all of the anthologies and the art books and stuff. You can get everything except the Sundering. I'm sorry, you guys, we just don't have any more copies of that, and it costs forever, and we have to order it from overseas, and it takes forever to get here, and we have to order a whole bunch of them, so we're just not ready to do that yet. But you can get the digital copy on our website. And but it's every book except for that one, because that one's just got logistical problems in getting it. Is that all of it? Did I cover all the rewards? I think I did.
I don't know.
Oh, and we should talk about the because we are a part of Backer Kit's Comictopia.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool event that they're running, where they got 27 comic creators, including our friend Fishley, who actually did the colors on Granica too. So he's a part of this team as well.
Great guy.
All these people jumped in, and what makes it more than just, oh, these people all launched their comic campaigns at the same time on the same platform, is that if we all had cross collab partners. So like we partnered with Dren Productions, and everybody who, if you back both of the collab partners, you get an extra gift from each person from each campaign. And in our case, if you back both Granica and Dren Productions Cowgirls vs. Zombies #1, you get collab crossover covers from both of us. So you'll essentially be getting 2 free comics with the purchase of your 2 comics, which is pretty cool. And Kelson did everything on our half of that deal, and it looks amazing. And you can see that on the campaign page if you scroll down. And if you back 5 comics or more on the comic that are part of the Comictopia project, you get another free comic that's totally new, and it's an Exquisite Corpse comic, which means that there's a story that of a person's going through portals into different worlds, and they're embodying a character from each Comictopia's creations world. So you you get a whole free comic that's going to be 27 pages of a portal jumping character doing really cool stuff, and you can only get that if you back at least 5 Comictopia projects. And it's really easy to find the Comictopia. So there's buttons all over our page. So if you go to our page, you'll see the Comictopia buttons everywhere, and you can just hit that and pick 5 comics.
And I drew one of those pages.
Indeed.
And he colored it too, didn't he, Kelson?
Color?
No, Fish drew that one.
Oh, okay.
Fish colored that one.
He beat
Yeah.
me a bunch.
Kelson inked it. Fish colored it. I lettered it. Brian helped write it. Like, we all kind of helped write it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing letters now too?
Yeah. I'm doing. This is my first full book doing letters. Like, I've done small, like anthology pieces and stuff before, but I am lettering officially as of Granica.
That's what's up.
It's actually, I mean, I knew it was going to be more challenging than, it's not just putting letters down on a page. It's a little more than that, obviously, but it's really fun too, like coming up with creative solutions for space problems usually. This is usually a problem with not having enough space for the words.
Space is a valued commodity in comic books.
It is.
This is so cool, by the way.
Oh,
very
thank
cool.
you.
How's it feel watching somebody else do the drawing instead of drawing yourself and having everybody watch you?
It's really, really, I've never had something where a character that, I obviously didn't create the character, but I created kind of the look for the character, how it comes out on the page. To see somebody else draw it and reinterpret it is so cool. So cool.
Well, I dig this character design a lot. So you guys did a good job on this.
I as the person who also flatted these, I have to say I wish that you would have come up with a simpler hairstyle. But Ness would not be as cool looking if you hadn't done, and like, because of the microgravity, like the hair is extra puffed out everywhere, like it's going everywhere because there's no gravity to hold it down. So I imagine, I don't know, we probably could have, if we would have thought that through, we probably could have put in a couple of jokes about how unmanageable everybody's hair is during
Yeah.
this trip.
Jerry's the the other character is very what would you call his hairstyle? Not very. It's not floofy or anything. It's very like military cut.
Yeah, it's cropped in and it's a little longer on the top, and kind of spiky on the top, but yeah, it's a little bit more manageable in microgravity. I'm guessing. Like I would be ponytail bun all the time because my hair would just be everywhere because it's just too long.
I guess to have hair down to my shoulder.
And that would have been a problem in no gravity.
It would have.
And I mean, Ness is lucky that they have curly hair. Like if they had long straight hair, it would be more of a problem. But the curls kind of keep it out of the way better than straight hair, because straight hair. Well, we've all watched the International Space Station in those videos of the long-haired people washing their hair and stuff, right? Like it's everywhere. It's just a mess. It looks like a nightmare to me. Like I would just be like, can I just shave my head before I go to space? It'll grow back. It's just hair.
It'll grow back. It's just hair.
That was the thing that Lori and I think it was the Sundering campaign. Like we were like, if we get to $100,000 on this campaign, Lori and I will shave our heads, and we would have done it too, but we got a little over halfway there. And as it stands for this campaign, and by the way, thanks, Brian. We already agreed. We already agreed twice. Yeah, we're like our little dancing dolls here. Like we all on for Super Geeked Up. We're gonna do. We said if we fund, we'll go back to Super Geeked Up's live stream and do pies in the face because somebody asked us to do that. And I was like, if you can get us funded, then yes, I would be happy to do that. if that's all it's gonna take. And then now on Kicking It with K-pop that we were just on earlier today, this is Brian's fault directly. I said if you guys get us funded, then I will come back to Kicking It with K-pop and we will sing the Gummy Bears theme song in its entirety. To be fair, K-pop and I are going to be doing it together. I'm not going to be doing it by myself, but
okay. So Brian and I weren't volunteered for this as well.
No, Brian volunteered me for it.
I'm an encourager.
And the way you said that sounded like an encourager.
Thank you.
That was flawless delivery.
And I think that instigator might be a little bit more appropriate, but shit stirrer perhaps.
That can be on my next card.
There you go. Oh, this looks so cool.
I know.
It's really cool.
Thank you. I'm trying here. I use this show to practice and try to push myself with these covers. And half my mind was like, Sarah brought this on this show because she knows I love to do hair.
Hair is fun to do.
I think I sent you enough to see all of the characters, but I was pretty sure I knew which one you were going to pick, based solely on the fact that you do go crazy with the hair stuff, and it always looks great. Like the Black Bulma, I kept watching you refining that character, and that one came out awesome so far. Are you done with that one? I don't know if I caught the most recent.
Yeah, I finished it. Yesterday morning. I finished it.
Okay. Yeah, I watched about half of your stream yesterday morning before I had to go do other stuff, and I just like that. You started with a brush as your base, right? It's a really cool brush.
Yeah, I wanted to. I think I've downloaded like 200 hair brushes, on the clip, and obviously I know there's so many more.
Wow. Yeah.
That's why I love Clip so much. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate those hair brushes and all that stuff. But it's good times. But I really love this style of how the characters are drawn. It is very animation inspired, but like it is perfectly shaped for comic book with animation. And hats off to you for pulling that off.
Thank you very much. I do have background in studying animation, so it makes sense.
Indeed.
That does make sense. Thank you for connecting those dots.
Oh,
Oh,
I
man.
just saw Jeffrey showed up. Hello, Jeffrey.
Hey,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Jeff was on the. We did last night. We did a space food taste test, which went about exactly as you're probably thinking it did. And
Oh, no,
Jeff
it's a
was
nightmare.
there. It was awful.
People
Jeff
are
was
really
there
like,
too. And
oh, like astronaut ice cream and stuff. No.
no,
None of that
no.
kitty level stuff.
Luckily, my stuff was my drawings were. I had 3 things, and 2 of them were all right, and 1 of them was awful.
And I just had to have Soylent.
Yeah, Brian and Amanda definitely got the worst of that.
Yeah, they
With
did.
the no flavor except for some reason baking soda at the end. It was
So much baking soda. Yeah, then I had a bunch of MREs, like shelf stable stuff that you could conceivably have in the pantry of a spaceship. And we're like, I wanted to call it the tasting flight, but didn't happen, Sarah. And so yeah, man, and I ate a bunch of these MREs, which were just terrible. And then we all had Soylent.
oh god.
Because in the comic, there's a point where Ness takes a drink of the economy meal shakes, which are unapologetically inspired by Soylent. And if you've ever had unflavored Soylent, you know.
Which I
It's
have.
yeah, it's a flavor unlike any other. I don't know if I could describe it adequately. It was just so bad.
I think Jeff put it best yesterday when he said that what we had tasted like, you left a bowl of Captain Crunch milk with no Captain Crunch in it for like 5 hours. And then you drank it. You drank that cereal milk. That's what the unflavored Soylent tastes like.
I thought it tasted more like the milk had been sitting in the cardboard box and just absorbing cardboard flavor all day.
I think Amanda was right with the because I said it tasted like kind of metallic-y, and she mentioned that it might be the B vitamins that they added to it, and I bet that was it.
I see.
Because it tasted like one of those meal shakes in a can from the 90s, and it had that metallic taste to it, and that had to be what it was. All the extra B vitamins, and because B vitamins are gross, like that's what makes the multivitamins smell and taste so bad. So that has to be it.
Well, either way, it was fun to watch you guys not have a good time with eating your.
And that video is still up somewhere. Is that?
Yeah,
we
that's
find
on
that through
Laguna
Laguna's-
Studios YouTube, and if you're subscribed to our newsletter, I sent links out to several of them. I sent links out to Kelson's art stream, and there's the cat that liked the Soylent.
Yes, he went after the empty bowl.
Oh man.
So gross.
Yeah, all those videos that we did for our Granica promotion are all on Laguna Studios, except for the ones that, like Chat and Draw won't be there, Kicking It with K-Pop won't be there, SGU won't be there, so you have to go to their channels to get that. But for all the ones that we did ourselves, they'll all be up there for the rest of time, probably, because as soon as this is over, I'm going to forget all about that happening, wipe it from my mind, and then move on to the next project.
All right, so I'm not going to say that I enjoy having Laguna Studios on my show very much so, because I feel like every time this studio's on my show, I feel like I go extra on what the piece is. Because I did not know I was going to do this until I started doing this.
Hey, we didn't bring you a gun this time. No guns.
You did not. And I still wanted to put something in the fucking character's hand. So it's gonna be like a cell phone communicator type thing. And I was like, wait, no, she doesn't have anything in her hands. I'm not putting anything in her hands. But no, this is I don't know. Your characters and your books have a knack of pulling more art out of the show. And this one actually is going faster than what I did on the previous show.
This looks great too. It's so good. We'll have to I don't know, maybe we can do like a last minute reward, like, hey, if we get this funded, everybody who backed at a physical tier gets a print from Mike. Like Mike's print here. Like I would do that for you guys if you funded this comic for me.
I'll fund it
Fund
even
this
more.
comic.
It's a
Fund it.
really good story.
Wow. That may be the quickest and I've ever completed a piece on the show. Because I really don't think like there's anything else that I need to do to this.
Yeah.
It
You
looks
can
so
send me a
cool.
copy.
Yes.
Definitely.
This was super, super fun. But all right, so we can still keep talking. So this project, is this gonna be an ongoing series, limited series? What are we talking about?
Yeah, it'll be ongoing. Or well, it'll be I don't know, like you have a definite end for this story, right?
Yes.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
it could.
have
I
one
think
in
we could
mind.
probably
Yeah.
go on in the Granica universe for quite some time.
Yeah,
But
Granica universe is big.
Yeah, this particular
But-
story arc.
Yeah, with these 5 characters, there's an end that will happen. You will get the last comic and be like, this is done. There isn't some like, a mouse crawls out of the corner and you're like, oh, there's gonna be a continuation. Like, no, it's gonna end. That takes me off about some stories. Sometimes it's appropriate, but I want to see
Yeah.
that ends. I want to finish the last copy and go, yes, this feels whole now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this
I
is
get that.
this is like I'm not really sure because so as it began its life as a radio play, there's a lot more happening in the radio play, and it we have to take out a lot of it because it's not appropriate for comic. Like going from audio to visual is a thing that and so I really don't know at this time how many issues we're looking at,
Mhm.
but I'm saying at least 4,
Okay.
and
Copacetic.
we could probably stretch it out to 6 if we try, based on what I know about the story so far.
Okay.
And yeah, and like if it proves to be something that people like we could totally do more in the universe, because I know there's a lot going on in this universe.
I'd be happy to draw it.
There we go.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Hold up. Let me see here to see that. Don't have. Okay, there we go. Is it still on there? Bam. Go to this link. Let's get some pledges on there. Let's get some backers on there. Let's get some backers on BackerKit to support this project and make this happen. Again, if you don't have any money, that's okay. It's appreciated. If you can just share it, sharing is just as important as getting money on the account. The more people that see this, the more chances they have to get funding and backing from somebody. This honestly looks like real like something that would be on like a Netflix or an Amazon as an animated series or whatnot. So let's help get more eyes on this project.
Oh,
That-
that would be cool if we could do that. Oh,
That was a record. That has to be a record. That has to be the fastest I've ever got something done on Chat and Draw as a complete piece. Like that's crazy. All right.
and it looks great too. Like it just,
It
and
looks great.
I barely even realized that you were so close to done. Like you were almost there, and you were saying that you were almost there, and I was like, oh shit, you are. That could just be because I'm incredibly tired, but also it just happened fast. That was good. That was nice.
It did. I think the warm up from the first show just carried me over into this one.
That'd do it. Yep.
Had to work out some stuff with that one. So yeah. But all right, let's pop over to current geek culture. Have you guys all right, I found my favorite trailer in the world this year. It's the trailer of the year for me. And it has been a very long time since I was hooked on a movie based off of a line. But have you guys seen the trailer for Rebel Ridge?
No.
Okay, I saw it, and there was no volume while I was watching it, but there was captions, and I was like, oh my god, I have to see this movie just based on no sound. There was,
Yeah.
and I was like, what the hell? I can't tell what's going on. I feel like the sound would not have helped me in that situation. But then I had to come here and do this show, so I was like, okay, I like opened it up in a new tab so that I didn't forget to watch it later. It looks so wild.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes, it does.
Just
The
dropped
en-
10 hours ago?
yeah.
Oh.
The ending line to that is it's bananas because it's delivered so well. It's just delivered so well because he does one line. Like he says things. I watched the trailer like 6 times because he says things and you don't catch it because you're blown away by the first thing that he said. And it is what's that movie? What's that movie that Tom Cruise is in where he plays the guy that beats up everybody? Damn, it's
Jack
every
Reacher.
movie. Jack Reacher. This has Jack Reacher vibes, but so much like way smoother, like a very calculated Jack Reacher vibe on this one. And he came into this police precinct and he was reporting a crime, and then the lady was like, "What did he look like?" He was like, "Big guy, 250." I didn't get his badge number, but his name was Grant. And the lady, like you saw, she stopped typing. She was like, "Badge number," and then another cop came over to him and was like, "Yeah, it's time for you to go." And he was like, "And there's suspect number 2." And I was like, "Ah, he's fearless.
Yes.
He's fearless." Hey, I'm not going to say any more about the trailer because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But go watch this trailer after the show. I am so hyped to watch this movie from this non-name actor who was in this thing and just holding it down.
I just looked at him. He's got some beautiful eyes. I got to give it to him.
Hey, the delivery is in his eyes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you pointed that out because he has a dead stare that he does in this trailer, and you're just like, "Oh, he's going to fuck things up," and I believe it. I believe it. That's why I like I like the Amazon Jack Reacher show better than the movies because he carries himself with such weight that everything he does physically, I believe. I can't believe it from Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is just cool. You know, he's a legend. He's done all these great films, and you're like, all right, he's an action hero. I'll accept him. The Jack Reacher in a TV show, he's a monster. I'll accept him.
He is built too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But so right now, this is my favorite trailer, and I went bananas over the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. All right, but this is it for me. There's gonna be you're gonna have to do a lot to top this trailer. So,
I wanted to ask, I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but I know at San Diego they were showing stuff for the new Fantastic Four movie. Did they release that anywhere, or is that just like only for the people at San Diego?
It hasn't been released officially. People have taken pictures and posted them and stuff. So we did see an image of Galactus looking through building windows.
The eye, right?
Yeah. We
without
saw,
any context, that's that's interesting.
That's scary.
So I think I saw a trailer of it on TikTok. Somebody was recording in the showcase or whatever. What was that, Hall H or something?
Hall H, yeah.
And they posted it on TikTok, and I got to see it like right after they posted it, and it looked out when you were saying hype for a trailer, I was out of the Marvel hype for so long, and then I saw that little phone recording for Fantastic Four, and I was like, all right, you got me. All right.
I am very excited for their Fantastic Four. I'm very excited for it. I love the cast. I love the actors they chose.
Me too.
And I just, I'm excited for the new Captain America movie. That looks really good. That looks about as good as Winter Soldier. So I'm hoping for really good things for that.
The extended trailer before Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
That one, and that one I got hyped off of. I was already going to see it. It's Captain.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. But the line was cold, and I love how he delivered it when he said, "You're not Steve Rogers," and he was like, "No, I'm not." And the wings came. I was like, "Yeah, baby,
Yes,
he's
it was. So that's why it's very dangerous for Jeffrey to go to movies with me, because I'm always like, I'll be sitting there and it doesn't matter what side of me he's sitting on. I am absolutely going to be like, that's your seat. Like, eventually going to break his arm or something. And then I'm going to have to explain that to the doctors when we get to the emergency room. Like, I was just really excited. I swear it wasn't violence.
You have to get a nerd doctor.
I think he always just
it
wears
was
like
the
a heavy
before-
jacket.
Oh, these are excitement bruises. Don't worry, they're okay. We don't have to report this.
I did that once to
Tell
my
him, Jeff,
niece
tell him.
when we used to take before the pandemic. We used to take our my niece and nieces and nephews to Marvel movies, and now they're too old and too cool for that, right? But when the and this is spoilers, but it's been years now, so if you haven't seen Avengers: Infinity War, that's your fault. But when Nick Fury goes dusty and drops his phone, and it's got the Captain Marvel logo on it,
Uh-huh.
and I start like, and my niece Ava was sitting right next to me, and I'm like slapping her, going, she's like, stop! And I was like, this is why it's dangerous to sit next to me.
This is why it's dangerous.
Yeah, you can't sit next to me during an exciting movie or anything. I'm not. It's not safe. It's not.
When I was watching Endgame with my friends, who they wanted to get wasted before watching it, and I said, no,
You out of your mind?
I need to be like stone cold sober for watching this movie.
Absolutely.
And we were sitting in there, and it's the very end of the movie, and like I'm emotional throughout the whole thing because this is my childhood and everything. And Thanos, he thinks he's got it, and he snaps his finger, and it doesn't work, and he's like, "Wait, what's going on?" And then as soon as that happened, I knew what was coming, even though I'd never seen it before. I knew Iron Man was going to get all this stuff in his hand. He was going to snap. And I, like, the waterworks started going. I started, like, freaking out while everybody was stone cold silent in the theater. And then he goes, and I am. And then there's that 2-second pause. And I stood up in the packed theater, and I screamed, Iron Man! And then he snaps his finger, and I was like, ah! And screaming and crying. It was
You are who I need to go to movies with, because that's exactly how I am. We got to go. We were at DreamCon in Austin, Texas for the comic book event or the anime convention. So I got to go outside of going with my brothers, Vic, Ren, and Danny, and my family. I got to go to this movie with like other comic book brethren, comic book people that I work with, comic book people that I celebrate, and then I buy their stuff, they buy my stuff, we support each other, we work together and stuff. So being out there with the true colleagues, and we went out there to see this movie. I was like, I don't care who with me. I'm there for my movie experience, and I was, oh God, I got up so many times. I just was throwing my fist up. I was yelling. It was just incredible. And then when we got done, Lonzo was like, that was a different type of movie experience, bro.
It truly was.
Some of my friends specifically want to go, like, they love going to the movies with me because of my reactions or whatnot. But Deadpool and Wolverine was incredible. I'm so happy. No spoiler, but I'm just so happy I finally got Wolverine. I got the Wolverine that I read in the comic books. I got the asshole. I got the tough man.
Yes.
I got the stoic man. I got the calm, the calm before the storm. I got the hurt warrior. I got all that. I got all that from him, and it was great. And Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds is just gold. All right, I don't care what anybody says. This man is gold. He just owns that Deadpool role, and he's hilarious. He's just so bad with it. It was great. It was great.
Honestly, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited.
Yeah, it was extremely good. Like everything a Deadpool movie should be. I was very happy, and I was that a-hole in the theater, like when stuff was happening, and I was like, yes! and then people are like in front of us looking behind, and like, what the fuck is wrong with you, person? Like, I was doing that in that one too, and there was a lot of like hitting Jeffrey as he was on this side of me that time, and I was smacking him the whole time.
Do we need to call the
And-
police on that girl?
And I really want this. So I took the picture of on Rebel Road. I took the picture of the last line in with the subtitles on it. I'm trying my best to make this a meme that explodes tonight. So I've just been making memes from it all night,
Oh, perfect.
and I want it to be that next big thing. But I started watching. I didn't get to finish it because I forgot it was coming out. But Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, the director's cut. I am a fan of Zack Snyder's. I think he does some overly excessive shit sometimes, but I am a fan of his work. When he's on point, and I have no bias. I can admit when he's not on point. But Rebel Moon, the first two versions were not on point. I really wanted them to be good, and there were some things that really bothered me. That was some story choices, but I took that with a grain of salt because I knew these movies were purposely made to be like this. That Netflix paid this motherfucker for 4 damn movies, because each one of these movies now are 3 hours and 30 minutes. The trailer came on for this thing, and it was a completely different film. I was like, "What the fuck is that? Is not what I watched. That is nothing near what I watched 6 months ago. It is a
Wow.
totally, absolutely different thing. Like I said, I didn't get to finish watching it, but I'm very much so looking forward to watching it. We watch a bunch of stuff here, but how do you guys feel about any of that Zack Snyder stuff, or have you seen these previous movies? Any interest there?
I need to watch the Rebel Moon stuff. I have not watched that. Um, and I don't know, Snyder's Justice League. I feel like I don't need to watch that because everybody talked about it so much.
They did.
So much. I don't know.
I haven't watched Rebel Moon because I saw, part one. Well, I'm not going to watch it until it's complete because nothing frustrates me more than getting something that's not whole, and I don't know if it's going to become whole. And Netflix is so terrible about being like, "Here's an amazing thing." You can't have it all, though. It's spite toward Netflix.
I'm exactly like you. That's why I had to look into it or whatnot. But that's when I found out, that Netflix signed this deal. They wanted him to make an extended edition of both of them. So his whole purpose. So I got to put it to the test though. I think that first two ones he just put out. He just cut them up to make them be 90, 95 minutes, whatever. Because the
Fit in
true
the
gem,
envelope, ship it.
yeah. Because the true gem is the director's cut.
Okay.
So far,
I'm glad to hear that. That's
I've
what I'll
watched
take.
about an hour of it, but so far it is much better than what the first film is. Now, that don't mean the whole film is going to be great because everybody can have a great start and then drop the damn ball or whatnot. How excited are you guys for the James Gunn universe, the new DC James Gunn universe?
Yeah, I
Superman.
feel like that. I mean, it has a lot of potential, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'm very excited for Superman. I have seen, because like big Superman fan over here. Like I know he's not the most popular in comics right now. I don't know exactly, but I have a feeling that like when I was a kid, people would say, "Oh, he's overpowered. He's this. He's a Boy Scout. All this stuff." But for me, I always held out like, no, 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 no. He is the best, representation of what it is to be a good person. And now that James Gunn is going like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing with this movie. I'm excited.
So okay, so I am also excited as well. So does that mean that you were not a fan of Man of Steel?
I loved Henry Cavill. I think it was, when I say dark, not just the themes or anything, just like how it looked like he took he took a black square, lowered the opacity, and like slapped it on top of the movie and the camera, and so everything just looks dark, and it was hard to see his suit sometimes and all this stuff. And like what I love is seeing Superman, big bright colors, getting out there, and I don't know, just wasn't my thing. But I love Henry Cavill, so it was all good.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Man of Steel isn't for everybody. I personally very much so enjoyed it.
I'm ready to watch it. I've never been a real huge, like, I'm ambivalent about Superman. I don't hate him. I just am ambivalent. But I'm ready to watch this one just because of all the controversy that it got. Like, why is this the whole pulling on the boots poster thing? Like, why did that get so much controversy? It's just a picture.
I have thoughts about that too. I think it okay. No hate to CW. I think CW is cool, and I love some of the Arrow and all that stuff. But when I say that CW is kind of cheesy and a little corny for me personally,
What?
I think it is.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
And I think that image of him putting on the suit and pictures I've seen on the set of him wearing the suit, it looks a little corny. It kind of does, because it's so bulky on him, and Superman is supposed to be, he's supposed to be a built guy. And on the suit, you're seeing what is his name? David Corn something? I don't
remember his name.
He was in Twisters. But the suit on him, it's like bubbling up in parts, and it just looks a little corny or cheesy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully they'll fix that. Like, hopefully that won't be a thing in the actual finished movie. But yeah, I can see that kind of taking you out of the experience a bit.
I wouldn't normally care about that if they were set photos, but I agree with Kelsey. It's because it was a finished photo. It was a production photo. Like, all the Photoshop work and shit had been done on it, and you didn't fix the suit. So this is how you want us to see it. This isn't one of those situations where we're looking at set photos and we're like, oh, you got to wait till they get done filming the movie because they make corrections on it. Because it's a suit on a real fucking person, so of course it's going to be like, no, this is how they wanted us to see the suit, and I absolutely got CW vibes. And I don't care that they changed the design of it; it's the material and it's how it fits on it. The design didn't bother me at all. But then, you see the set photos and you're like, because you've seen the photo, a finished photo of how it is.
Now.
I didn't even consider that, actually. Like, that actually brings a different point to it, a different perspective to it. I didn't consider
that they might change it in CG afterwards, but I highly doubt that would be the case, unless, because they've already finished shooting, I think, or they've already finished filming.
Yeah, they did. They finished filming. I think that'd be a ludicrous waste of money.
Yeah.
Because if the story's good, if the acting's good, if the action's good, I don't care about the suit. I don't. So take an L and change it in the next one. I trust James Gunn more than I trust most, because outside of Man of Steel, I only like his movies that he's done for DC. His Suicide Squad, this dude he made me love a shark. He made me love a raccoon, and he made me love a tree. In one film, he's done these things, and he knows how to. I think he is so good at ensemble casting. I think he's so good at it.
And it was such a risk for him to take when Suicide Squad had that absolute garbage showing in the first movie, and to take that whole franchise and be like, yeah, sure, I'll redo it. Like, that was a huge risk and solid delivery on that. Like, he finally did the movie justice. Like, I feel like there's some stuff that I wish would have been different. Like there was some stuff that tiny little aspects of the original Suicide Squad movie I liked better. But but like overall, it's no contest. They're completely different movies, and James Gunn's version is the good one.
Yeah. When he made me because I don't like John Cena. I don't hate John Cena, but I ain't running to no John Cena movies. But when he made me believe in John Cena in that scene where he has to kill Flask, when he has to kill him, that I already know that directors are very important to films, but that shit made me put directors on the upper chill because whatever he told John Cena or whatever he coached him through on that scene, I believe John Cena. I believe he did not want to kill that man. I believe that he also understood that that was his duty and he was going to do whatever he needed to do to protect the United States. I believed all that in that 5-minute scene. He sold me on it. And John Cena cannot act, but not to me. I don't think he can
I
act.
like John Cena, but you're not wrong.
But in that movie, he can act. So
Yeah.
that just
Well, that goes to show you how important directors are. Like, I mean, okay, I know I do this to you guys a lot and bring up the Twilight movies, but like they had a good cast for those movies. They had a good cast and they turned out a piece of shit set of movies, right? Like those movies
Yeah.
were all trash. Every last one of them. And it shouldn't have been that way
It should
because
not
they
have
had a good cast and they had the CGI. Like they're pretty movies and they had a great strong cast, but it's a piece of shit set of movies because the director didn't direct his cast. He didn't do his job. He just phoned it in because he's like, this is an insanely popular book for tweeny boppers, right? It's going to be an insanely popular movie for those same people. We're going to make our money back. Who cares if it's good or not? They're going to go watch all of them because they have to. It's compulsive, right? And they were absolutely right on that aspect. But it could have been good, and all the director had to do was his goddamn job.
You're right, because those are good actors in that movie, and I've seen them blow shit out the water in other films. They
Kristen
should have made me
Stewart?
believe in a shiny vampire.
Yes. And Kristen Stewart is a good actor. Like you saw her in the Charlie's Angels movie, and there's that movie where she plays the girl who got assaulted. Is it called Speak? I think it's called Speak. And she's a good actor if she has the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
But she did not get direction. And like Robert freaking Pattinson is in that movie, and keeps getting Oscar nominations and shit, right? Like, where was his Oscar nom for this movie? He hates these movies today because they were so bad, and it wasn't his fault. It's the director's fault. It's the production people's fault. It's not the actor's fault.
Yeah.
Like, the people who were supposed to be directing the actors to act right, that was whose fault it was. And they should have been good. And then like you got James Gunn coming in here and taking a dude who doesn't really have any acting chops and making him into an actor. Like, it's all about the director doing their job.
That's true.
Ugh.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm excited for Superman.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Superman because just because. Like I said, I'm Superman ambivalent. I got a little burned out on all the Superman, just like Spider-Man too. There's too much Superman, there's too much Batman, there's too much Spider-Man. But I'm gonna go see the new Superman movie for sure.
Agreed. Well, look, I've enjoyed having you guys on here. I want to thank you for coming out to the show. We are going to put the link in the chat one more time. Oh no, that is not the link. That's not the link at all. That's something else.
And tomorrow night, Kelson and Mike are gonna be on Sketch Up with Mog and Mel, and I'm guest hosting that. And it remains to be seen if Mog and Mel are gonna regret that decision. But Mike and Kelson are gonna be on there, and we're drawing. It's a lot of sexy thieves.
Yeah.
A lot of sexy thieves are happening.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, and D Fish and Fish Lee and Kelson and Mike and Kyron's coming.
Yeah.
Katie's gonna try and come, although she got herself a little not sunstroke, but she definitely got affected by the sun. And I was like, well, don't come if it's gonna be sick thing for you. Like, if you're gonna be sick, don't come. But I think she's coming too. So, so yeah, we're doing that tomorrow, and then Monday. I don't know, Mike, if you're coming to Critical Affection to do Deadpool and Wolverine, because that's what we're doing on Monday.
I think I'm going to try to. Next week is another double hitter for me. But I'm going to try to because I do want to talk about that.
Yeah. I want to go see it again this weekend before we do Critical Affection, because I gotta see it. I gotta see it again. I want to have it fresh in my mind because there was so much. Like you said, it's a lot.
I've seen it twice already. But
yeah.
So, the illustration, I will get that over to you guys. That's yours to have to do whatever you want with it. Look,
Thank you.
Sarah knows the routine. That's why she comes on the show. I'm going to recommend everybody again, chat. If you have not backed this campaign, please click the link. It is in it is in the chat right now. I've also highlighted so it's pinned to the top. Please go over and go check this out. See if you can back it. If you don't have any funds, that's okay. If you don't have any money, that's all right. If all you have is $1 to give, then give $1. We are independent creators, man. We are not picky. We will not turn our nose away at $1. 2,000 people give you $1. That's $2,000, and their goal is around that same range. So let's help them hit that goal. If you don't have any money at all because times are hard, that's perfectly understandable. We're not asking you to break the bank on us, but I will ask you guys to give them a share. A share is just as pivotal as the money. A share helps us reach more people, and that's what we're trying to do at the end of the day. We're trying to make these comic books, and we're trying to reach as many people as we possibly can, so we can increase our audience, so we can make more comic books. And I'm gonna tell you right now, these type of comic books, this type of content is the content that we need. This is the content that we need because this is coming from people that want to do this. This isn't coming from people that are that are forced to do it or are against the clock or as executive producers over their heads telling them to do this, do that. These are stories that are genuine, that are real, and that are close to these people that they are trying to tell. And these are the type of stories that we should be experiencing. So, but thanks for coming up to this episode, this double hitter of Chat and Draw. We got so much stuff going on this week. Just stay tuned to Agents of Geekdom. We have a lot going on, and I will catch you guys tomorrow on my next stream at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So you have a good night. I want to thank you all for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.
No, I think that I should ask Mr. Watson. I think that I should ask Mr. Watson.